What if I told you that everything you know about Vladimir Putin's wealth is just the tip of the iceberg? That behind the official salary of a humble public servant lies a fortune so vast, so carefully hidden, that even the world's top intelligence agencies can't fully trace it? We're not talking about millions here. Not even billions. Some experts believe Putin controls upwards of $200 billion. Others whisper it could be closer to $1 trillion. That would make him not just the most powerful man in Russia, but possibly the richest man on Earth. But here's the terrifying part. None of this money is in his name. It's buried under layers of shell companies, loyal oligarchs, and even the Russian state itself. This isn't just corruption, it's an entire shadow economy designed for one purpose: to make Vladimir Putin untouchable. So how did a KGB agent from a Soviet slum build this secret empire? Who helps him hide it? And why do so many who try to expose it end up dead? Stick around, because what you're about to see will change how you understand power forever. From poverty to power. To understand Putin's empire, you need to understand where he came from. Born in 1952 in a crumbling Leningrad apartment, young Vladimir shared a single room with his parents and 2 other families. No hot water, no privacy, just the grim reality of post-war Soviet life. But Putin had one advantage. His grandfather, Spiridon Putin, wasn't just any cook. He was the personal chef to both Lenin and Stalin. In the Soviet Union, proximity to power meant survival. And young Vladimir learned early that information was the ultimate currency. When he joined the KGB in 1975, Putin wasn't some flashy spy. He was a bureaucrat, a paper pusher in the dullest department, economic counterintelligence. But this was his golden ticket. While others chased defectors, Putin studied how money really moved. The black markets, the smuggling routes, the ways Soviet officials secretly stashed wealth abroad. When the USSR collapsed in 1991, most KGB officers panicked. Not Putin. He saw opportunity in the chaos. As Mayor Anatoly Sobchak's deputy in St. Petersburg, he controlled something priceless: export licenses. Want to sell Russian oil, timber, or metals abroad? You needed Putin's stamp. And that stamp came at a price. By 1996, he'd caught the eye of Boris Yeltsin's inner circle. By 1999, he was prime minister. And on December 31, 1999, as the world celebrated the new millennium, Yeltsin resigned, handing the presidency to a man the West still saw as a bland bureaucrat. The rise of the oligarchs. The 1990s were the Wild East. Soviet state assets were being sold for pennies to well-connected insiders. Men like Boris Berezovsky and Mikhail Khodorkovsky became billionaires overnight. But Putin understood something they didn't. In Russia, private wealth only exists at the Kremlin's pleasure. One by one, the oligarchs fell. Khodorkovsky, Russia's richest man, was arrested in 2003 and spent 10 years in prison. Berezovsky fled to London and later died under suspicious circumstances. Their companies reassigned to new owners, men like Igor Sechin and Gennady Timchenko, Putin's closest allies. This wasn't just a crackdown. It was a hostile takeover of the Russian economy. Today, over 60% of Russia's GDP flows through state-controlled companies like Gazprom and Rosneft. And who controls the state? But here's the genius part. Putin doesn't own these companies. He controls them through proxies, a system so complex even the FBI struggles to trace it. Take Rosneft CEO Igor Sechin. Officially, he earns $5 million a year. Unofficially, he's believed to manage upwards of $40 billion in assets for Putin's inner circle. While Putin plays the humble servant, his family lives like modern-day tsars. His daughters Maria and Katerina exist in a world of private jets, Swiss boarding schools, and billion-dollar trusts, all under fake names. Take Katerina. Under the alias Katerina Tikhanova, she became a tech executive while secretly marrying Kirill Shamalov, son of Putin's close friend. Their 2013 wedding? A secret affair at a Putin-linked ski resort. The dowry. A 3.5% stake in Sibir, Russia's largest petrochemical company, worth $2 billion. Then there's Maria. Under the name Maria Vorontsova, she runs a state-funded genetics project while living in a $100 million Monaco penthouse. How does a scientist afford that? Through a web of shell companies leading back to Gazprom funds. But the most shocking revelation? Putin's rumored secret family. Whistleblowers claim he has at least 2 more children with former Olympic gymnast Alina Kabayeva. Children who reportedly live in a Swiss chateau under 24/7 FSB guard. The secret assets. Now we get to the crown jewels. Literally. In 2021, Alexei Navalny's team exposed Putin's palace, a $1.3 billion megamansion on the Black Sea. The scale is staggering. 190,000 square feet, larger than Versailles. Underground hockey rink, gold-plated hookah lounge, $1 million indoor aquarium, and a private casino with no gambling license. But here's the kicker. It's officially owned by billionaire Arkady Rotenberg, Putin's childhood judo partner. The construction money? Allegedly siphoned from state contracts through 20 layers of shell companies. Then there's the fleet. The $800 million Scheherazade, seized by Italy in 2022, features missile detection systems, gold-plated bathroom fixtures, and a crew entirely composed of FSB agents. The $100 million Graceful was hurriedly sailed from Germany days before the Ukraine invasion. Why the rush? Because these aren't just yachts. They're mobile command centers where Putin can move money offshore during crises. The enforcers. None of this would work without Putin's shadow army. The FSB's Economic Security Department doesn't fight terrorists. It manages the money flow. Their job: ensure every oligarch, banker, and bureaucrat pays their dues to the system. Those who refuse, they face the 3 whales treatment: sudden tax audits, criminal charges, and prison or exile. Just ask Sergei Magnitsky, the lawyer who exposed a $230 million tax fraud, only to die in prison after being denied medical care. His crime: following the money. The silenced. The price for exposing Putin's wealth is death. Since 2000, over 40 journalists investigating corruption have been killed, including Anna Politkovskaya, shot in her apartment elevator; Paul Klebnikov, gunned down in Moscow; Natalia Estemirova, kidnapped and executed. Then there's Alexander Litvinenko, the ex-FSB agent who accused Putin of stealing $200 billion. His 2006 poisoning with polonium-210 wasn't just a murder, it was a message. The radioactive trail led straight to FSB headquarters. The future. With sanctions freezing $300 billion in Russian reserves, Putin's system is under strain. But don't expect collapse. His wealth is diversified. $50 billion in Chinese banks, African gold mines via Wagner Group, and crypto wallets traced to Swiss exchanges. And the escape plan? Look at Dubai, where Russian elites have bought $3 billion in property since 2022. All cash, no questions asked. This isn't just a story about greed. It's about how power corrupts absolutely. While Russian soldiers die with 1940s-era rifles, Putin's palace has a $1 million toilet. That's the reality of modern autocracy. But empires fall. And when this one does, the real accounting will begin. Because money leaves traces. And somewhere, in a Swiss vault or Cypriot bank, the evidence is waiting. What shocks you most about Putin's secret wealth? Could this system survive without him? Let's discuss in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more uncensored investigations.